Hi, it's Eric Solomon, and I'm bringing you the Monmouth Park Win Early Pick 5 preview for Friday, August 27th. Before we get started, just a couple things to take note of. The Win Early Pick 5 for Friday is going to start at 3 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. There's a 10-race card on Friday instead of the normal 6-race program that they card at Monmouth. With the canceled program on Sunday, they've brought some of those races back onto this card. They're going to go 10 races, start at 3 o'clock, 2 pick 5 sequences. We're going to go over the Win Early sequence here. I think this is a really good sequence. Decent field size. I don't think there's going to be a lot of short price favorites in the sequence, so I think there's an opportunity to make some money. So we put together a $60 ticket because of that. And we're going to go pretty deep. We're going to go 5 deep in leg 1, Maiden Claiming race for fillies and mares on the grass. Top pick is Ignition Key, second off the layoff for Tom Morley. Came here, made her first start since November. Ran okay, 5th at this level, nothing too great. Do think there should be some improvement this time around off that layoff. Draws the rail, should get a good trip. Faces the primary players here, Lullaby Land and Fast Fashion, both beat her last time out. But both of them have had several chances. So while I think they're going to be players in this race, certainly 2 horses that I would want a little more coverage than. So that's why we're going to spread out here. The 3 I'm also going to add on this ticket, that is Masu. Masu is third off a lap. Another one kind of coming in from New York, getting back on turf, and that's really what she wants to do. Her best race was her only 2-turn turf race at Aqueduct, so thinking that there could be some improvement here at this level. And then also going to throw in another shipper here, number 5, Tiebreak. This horse is coming in from Louisiana, hasn't run since May, and is now racing for Joseph Mazza. This one debuted really strong in the fall at Remington in Maiden Specialweight Company. I thought it was a really good race for a debut, but never really ran back to those races. The next 3 races were pretty disappointing for this one. So new barn, drops for a significant drop for a tag here. So maybe getting back onto the turf, stretching out new scenery, new barn, 15-1, certainly worth an ad in a race where there's a lot of ways you could go. Race 2, we're going to be all in on a single here, Money Ride. Money Ride was up at Woodbine for Nicholas Gonzalez, now comes back to the Claudio Gonzalez barn and comes back to the dirt. And this horse is a dirt horse, has done all of his best work on the main track. Comes back here, has already cleared this condition, so is in for the 16,000 tag. Just makes a lot of sense. If he comes back from the Woodbine races and runs anything like he did at Pimlico in May, this race should be over. So Money Ride going to be my top pick here, just singling and trying to move on and catch some prices somewhere else. And again, 3-1 on Money Ride. And I think Algebraic has been really good at this meet, going to take some money in that race. But while moving up in class, I think Money Ride is the play. Race 3, 7,500 down to 6,500, multi-condition claimers. We're going to use 3 here. Top pick is going to be the 6, High Time Valentine. Just going to hope that the drop in class is going to help this one revert to that form we saw at Tampa. This one was definitely better. She showed some promise. Real nice race in April down at Tampa. Comes back to that race she should win here. Haven't really seen it yet at Monmouth, but has been racing with tougher. The 1, Shang's Sister. I like this one a lot last time out. It was a little bit disappointing behind a runaway winner at this race, at this level. Now claimed out of that race, still running on dirt, which is I still think that's what she wants to do. Jose Delgado takes over, so definitely a trainer upgrade there. Also going to use the 7, Me, Cleopatra, and I. Has 2 straight wins at Monmouth Park, and really has won both of those races by switching tactics and being more of a front-running horse. There's not a ton of speed in here. This is a tougher field than what she's seen, but that said, she's won 2 in a row. I think you got to continue to ride that wave. Put her on the ticket as well. 2-year-old Maiden Special Weights on the on the turf, sprinting 5.5. 3 of these horses are coming out of a common race. Of those 3, Summary, Charging Arrow, and Just Jeremy. I really like Summary in here. I think Summary was the best one in that race. There were 4 horses that kind of hit the wire pretty close to each other. Summary definitely had the roughest trip of the 4. Probably with a clean trip could have won that race on debut. Now it gets an outside draw, so hopefully can stay out of some of that trouble that he found that race. Second off the layoff, bred for turf, improving for Mike Daney. I think this horse is a good play here. Also going to use the 4, Angeli Blue. Should be a factor getting back on the grass. Debuted with a much tougher field on the grass at Belmont. It was a solid effort at 6 furlongs there. Came here, race was taken off the turf, didn't really run a step. I think this one makes sense getting back on the turf. I want to put that one on the ticket as well. Gets us to race 5, looking for some coverage in this 7,500 down to 6,500 multi-condition claiming race. A similar condition to race 3, but this one open to the boys. My top pick is going to be 12-1 here, Boy Who Cried Wolf. Hoping that this one dropping in class will be the difference. This one debuted strong. Was a debut maiden winner with maiden 20 at Parks. That race was in the slop. So when this is one of those races that was brought back, so I did handicap this race for the slop on Sunday, and I really like this horse then. I still like this horse getting on a fast track. Maybe not as much, but definitely enough to make the top pick here. Again, I'll draw a line through the last race where we're kind of bore out into that first turn, first try at 2 turns. This one was facing significantly better at Parks, so this is a big drop in class. Boy Who Cried Wolf going to be the top pick there. Savatiano, another horse that I picked, was scratched earlier in the week in a similar race. Brought back, was claimed by Lupe Preciado in May. Haven't seen this one since, but this one has worked pretty sharply since over at Parks. So I think this one's one worth putting on the ticket. Also going to include the 2 Super Wise. This one broke his maiden 2 back in the mud. So another horse that I kind of upgraded a little bit on an off track. However, I didn't mind the last effort. Definitely with first time at 2 turns for this one. Probably a better sprinter. Last 2 races have definitely been better than prior races. So this could be a 3-year-old that's just starting to get a little bit better and could figure here. Also going to throw in the 3 Quist. Probably going to be a little too short of a price for my liking in the vertical wagers. However, multi-race wagers, this one definitely does have some upside. Could just be a one-hit wonder, but that race 2 back at Pimlico would certainly dominate this field. The other 4 races, maybe not as much. I still think there's a little more upside there than the other short price here, the 9 Dio Forte, who I'm not going to put on the ticket. I just think that one's a better horse on turf. I know had a decent race on the dirt in an off-the-turf race here. However, the winner of that race really hasn't come back to do much, and there really wasn't a ton of talent behind that horse that day. So I'm going to leave Dio Forte off the ticket. Hope to get one of these prices home. That's how I'm investing $60. Remember, 3 o'clock, 10-race card. Should be a great weekend of racing out in Oceanport, New Jersey, so make sure you're checking them out. Good luck on Friday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.